Hello everybody, this is ZigZagZog coming to you from Western Kentucky, and we are about to continue our playthrough of Total War Three Kingdoms playing as Jian. Last episode we had a nice unwelcomed visitor down here that we noticed in Zerong, and we quickly built up an army to hopefully deter him a little bit, even though it's not ideally replenished or anything. Just the extra troops in there, since he's not a full stack, will hopefully be a little bit of a deterrent. We've sent Sun Ce quickly south, detouring him from his original mission of taking over the Pengcheng temple and once and for all ridding the lands of the dreaded Cao Cao, or the pain in the neck Cao Cao to us. We have Sun Jian moving north. As a matter of fact, we will just continue moving him north since we have the ability on these lands with Yuan Shu, our best bud, our deteriorating best bud, but he's still our best bud. Well, I also noticed we have a little Zhang Yan incursion coming down, maybe he was hoping to beat us to the Lumberyard, but we're going to have to see if we can sneak into the Lumberyard without too many casualties and then hold out against the forces of Zhang Yan. What else are we got going on here? We're also building up forces down here. Right now we haven't seen the incursions over here yet from Liu Zhang, but he has declared war. So we got a lot going on. Fortunately, we're able to build the extra armies. Fortunately, our income is good to be able to afford the extra armies, etc., etc., etc. So let's just finish up some loose housekeeping things. One thing I was noticing is the horrible, and even once the faction support goes down to 0, it's still going to be negative public order available to us here. So I'm thinking on a temporary move we're going to have to lower the rural commandery administration, because that's causing all by itself negative 16 public order. So we're just going to downgrade that building, and that brings it down. That'll save us 4 public order right there. And in the meantime, we do have something to offset that, but I can't build the higher Grand Temple of Confucius until I have a reform built, and that's going to take a little while. So we're going to have to at least temporarily downgrade our rural administration here till we can figure out something to do for our public order. Sun Jian, we did move up to the Lumberyard. We do have, I noticed up here, some new faction council. We can invoke the council for some new missions, so let's do that. And we have a mission issued to construct a building from the administration office chain. We have a mission issued on overpopulation. A settlement administration building needs to be built, and a second overpopulation mission issued for settlement administration building again. So building a settlement administration building will solve 2 of these missions, and then all we got left to worry about is a regular old administration office. So we got ourselves some new missions. I tend to end up meeting those missions without even realizing I'm building the buildings to satisfy those missions sometimes. Let's see, I'm thinking we've got a little funds left, so I'm wondering if I need to look just in preparation. Our income's good, I'm not worried about that. Let's see if we can find someone to recruit that might be a nice fit over here. We can always bring Cheng Pu into the fold, but he's more of what we've already got as far as his forces would be. So that's an option to round out the army, but he's also more of what I already have. I already have a sentinel in this army. So let's take a look at Zhuhan. At least harmony, he'll be in harmony with Zhe Yue. And we'll just go ahead and bite the bullet on that. Let's confirm this army. The only question being, and we've hired all the armies we can for this season, the only question being, how is he in happiness And he's going to hang in there. He's not going to cause me too much problems. Fortunately, because of my heroism, I've got some great satisfaction numbers here to help out my generals big time. So I got to make sure I keep my heroism up, or I will start having some mega big problems with my generalship here, because he does desire high court positions. But right now I have a lot of pluses working in my favor to keep him happy for the time being. Also, with the remaining money, do we have anything that would be worthwhile just to sneak in here and build? And let's see how we're looking here. Why don't we just upgrade our Confucius temple here, since I got the funds, and we'll just leave it at that. And let's see, do we have any other movement? I think Sun Ce has moved as far as he can move this turn. We're not going to move Sun Quan out of Chen the city until we get rid of the negative faction support, because we're definitely going to go negative too fast over there if we move him out. While we get the buildings in order over there, and we've moved Sun Jian up to the border, and after the winter we will move across the border and go after the Lumberyard. So let's see, I think we're ready to take a look at what the next turn is going to bring us here. Aha! The big guy has already fallen from power as far as I'm concerned, so this is anticlimactic now. Deng Zhuo is no longer amongst the living. The tyrant is dead. Okay, so he did not die early like he has in so many other little early practice playthroughs of mine. Ma Tang, he would like peace with us, and I'm fine. You're sitting over there. I'm fine. Let's accept that. I get a little more cash in my pocket. I'm fine accepting that deal. And he is moving down towards the Lumberyard too, but guess what? You can't beat me to it. Kongzhou. And he backed off. I think that was, yeah, he backed off. We have, no, that's not who I was looking at. Right here, yes, that's the guy. So we have gotten Zerong to back off. Just putting the forces we were able to put in there has halted his advance against us. And now we're going to have a chance to get Sun Ce down there to really take care of him. Deng Zhuo is succeeded by Dong Min. Ma Tang has signed his peace treaty with us. Yes. And we just have a request from Tao Ming Zhengyang. That's fine. What have we got? We have mission success without even trying. Overpopulation. We are rewarded with +5 satisfaction for our commanders. I love that for 5 turns. So that's always a nice little help. It's only temporary, but succeeding in these missions sure does help our satisfaction for our commanders, so that's something to keep in mind. And then Lady Wu, who doesn't really need it, gets some satisfaction there also. And by building the same building, we have mission success also. More support temporarily for the commanders, and +10 Q Shangping. We'll take any positives we can get, although I'm glad we are not at war with Liu Bai at the moment. Word reaches you that the great Zhu Liang, self-styled sleeping dragon after the ridge near to his home, offers his considerable talents to Liu Bai. So that's something to be aware of if we are pulled into battle with Liu Bai. But right now we're kind of okay with him. And speaking of Liu Bai, the quickest route for me to get to the south happens to be through a territory owned by Liu Bai. So I'm thinking I might want to check out and see if we can get military access so I don't have to take the long way around and we can deal with this issue sooner rather than later. We are looking at positives, not deteriorating too bad at the moment. So let's keep him happy and not trespass or not hurt us by going the long way around. Do you have the ability to give us military access, and how much will it? That's nothing. That's nothing. We can overcome that really fast, really easy, and we will make a payment and almost be done with it. It won't even cost us that much to get it down. We'll even give him a little extra to top off the deal, a little over 1,000 to get military access, and we'll go ahead and do that. Okay, and we are good on trade agreements while I'm in here taking a peek. Okay, so we now have access through the shortcut way that we want to go to get down there. Since my force that I'm building up isn't strong enough to really deal with him on his own yet, we're just going to bring Sun Ce down there to deal with the issue already on our own. So let's kind of head him down this way. He's not far away now, so we'll be able to deal with that threat. Let's take a quick peek. Sun Jian has now gained the trait of Intrepid. He enables immune to fear and terror. Nice little extra perk. We have new friendships made. Sun Quan Sun Ce. Sun Ce Q Xingping. So much for the awesome pronunciation that I bring to the table. And we got a bunch more people of merit, so we'll have to take a look and see if any of those are the right fit. It's a lot. It's a lot. Not that we need any strategists at the moment, but we may take a look at there. We've got some funds to mess around with. And building wise, we've built the tea house in Lujiang, the small regional city in Changsha, and the pier in Badong is now finished, and we've demolished and broken down our rural commandery. And I may look at doing just even one more step up there, but with the temporary increases, yeah, we're not sitting too bad. We're losing 5. Yeah, I may look at reducing that one building more up here. Just going down. It's income peasantry that peasantry income that I'm losing, but I just can't afford, and my income's just fine anyway right now. We'll look at upgrading that back when we have a better opportunity. So we're going to downgrade once more. We're going to gain. It'll get us 4 points back as far as our public order. We will just continue reinforcing here. We won't sally forth at this time. Although we can take a look and see if we have any good fits for a new army down here, since our income per turn can definitely afford it. I've got the army over here we're building in Badong. No immediate threats at the moment. Do we have any nice fits that might fit in here? Chengpu is always a possibility, but not for that army. Possibly the one across the way. Let's take a look at you over here. Where do you come from? Tao Ying. Distinguish. Increases ambition to be an administrator, though. We don't need that. And you're just not all that attractive of a character here, so we are not going to look at adding you on. Philanthropic, vengeful, melee evasion, Dongmin. That sounds like a spy to me if I ever saw one. It may not be Dong Zhuo anymore, but it's Dong Min. So I don't think we're going to look at adding anybody over on this army right now. We can take a peek to see maybe Chengpu is the right fit over here. I don't know. Now he's not a super harmonious fit over here. Yeah, we don't seem to have the best fit available over here at the moment. We can always look at just stepping down. He's low level, not going to do much for us that way, but he's harmonious. Does he have a lot of ambition for higher office? It does increase his ambition to gain independence as an administrator. I'm wondering. Now, I think we're just going to stand pat at the moment. Enough of that contemplating that we're going through my head, and we'll keep Sun Quan up there, and let's make our move towards the Lumberyard now. Oh, and we have, before we take that quick step, we'll look at the reform we want to improve on, and right away, I know where I'm going. We're going to get out here so we can build the top level of the temples for Confucius, and what we got to do to get there is Master of Ceremonies, which coincidentally will help increase our public order, so something we need also at the same time, so we will take it. Now, Sun Jian, what kind of a battle do we have ahead of us here at the Luoyang Lumberyard? It's a close victory predicted, and we got one of our enemies moving in on us, but I think what we'll do, we can delegate it right off, but usually I only delegate decisive victories, so we are headed into battle on a predicted close victory. We only barely outnumber them, so what are we looking at? We have 3, 4, 5, 6, so they're heavy on the archers. So if we can find a back way into the lumberyard to deal with their archers as they're unprotected, this can be a challenging little battle here, but we have archers that, boy, my goodness, I still have light bow. I got to pay attention to my soldiers and start upgrading them to higher level archers, but they are rank 10, so maybe that's why I haven't rushed to do it, because they'll have some benefits just being rank 10 light bow infantry. So we'll have to take a remind that, put a footnote in this map to take a look at potential upgrades for Sun Jian's army. But let's get on the battlefield and start the setup. Okay, here we go. Tight little map, easily reinforceable from many different directions. We got to figure out what the best path in is that I want to try taking. I know from past experience this is not a lot of overlapping towers, but it's easy to stack up against on his part, so I definitely need to give some threats at other openings also. Let's see, let's bring the cavalry contingent out this way. And are they hideable in the trees? Yes. So we have the ability to rush in through this side if we get the opening, if we get some undefended, so we can get in to wreak some havoc behind the lines with his excess of archers. And then on my own archers, we do have the flaming arrow ability. So we definitely want to see about moving against the towers, but do I want to keep some of them out to move against any other towers? Do we have any other possibilities that we might want to look at attacking? Now there's a lot of overlap over here. A lot of overlap. We'll bring my strongest archers over against the main entrance that we want to use, the one that will hurt our entrance the least against these towers. So we'll put this first contingent over here, and we'll put the next contingent over this way. We'll do it right here. It's got overlap from a lot of towers. We'll set these up over here to work on these middle towers, and possibly both sets of towers over here. Our main force that we're going to be bringing down. I guess we'll do the main charge with halberds backed up with some swordsmen through the main gate over here. And that's where we'll take Jian. We won't have the ability. And we'll also put Lady Wu over here by his side. And then Huang Gai, you'll be in charge of this other thrust or feint that we have going up here, both with the axemen and the spearmen. So we'll see if this is a setup that will work for us. We'll start off, we'll get our archers into their flaming arrow status to start taking out some towers. And let's get this battle started. And he is pretty scattered all over the place here. So he does have the gate back here. In fact, he has pretty much all the gates covered. Although he's leaving this entrance open. He is retreating back from that entrance. So there's our opening if we feel we need to get our cavalry in there. His melee units are very spread out. I don't have a good read on a lot of where his archers are. Oh, there we go. We got a lot back over here. In fact, he's pulling back a lot of units now because he sees where our attack is coming from. It looks like it may be time to bring these forces down. And they're bunched up in the middle big time. We'll still work on these towers over here with our archers. I think it's time to get the cavalry involved. Now that we can get in the gates real quick and easy. tower down. Time to bring Huang Gai in. Do we have a path to their archers? Doesn't look like it. Where can we bring our cavalry down? I see some open archers. Time to attack. The spearmen moved out of the way, and so has Huang Gai approached. We'll have Huang Gai's forces move towards the city center. Probably not the best to have my cavalry moving in there, but we can get everybody else moving in there. That should be the final blow to these spearmen.
友军遭受攻击，速速前去救援。
And the halberds should take easy work of the archers over here.
依我看，你已取得了进步。
步兵听命，步兵在此，做好准备，尽情厮杀。
准备就绪，动作快点儿，尽情厮杀。
冲啊！尽情厮杀。
长剑在手。
听下命令，诛灭敌军，片甲不留。
Now it's time to bring the cavalry back around the back side.
就这样。
敌军四散而逃，到底是无胆鼠辈。骑兵准备，加快速度。
准备好了，赶快，赶快！
准备作战，杀！
挺住！感受大地的愤怒吧！
准备开阵，杀呀！感受大地的愤怒吧！片甲不留。
是的，是的，好。敌军仓皇逃窜，一群懦
Cavalry's
夫。
going to be late to the party.
准备就绪，加快脚步。举起长矛，诛灭敌军。骑兵听令，
干得好！在，
骑兵听命，快跑！
注意，
Smash into the rear.
杀呀！
时机已至，动作快点！
敌军 军仓皇逃窜，一群懦夫！准备开战！
注意，诛灭敌军！鼓起勇气，冲啊！
And they're about to fall at this time. There we go. So we overwhelmed. Looks like a close victory to my eyes. We took a fair amount of casualties. And what is keeping them from? Oh, there's the last unit. Oh, there we go. Some archers rallied at the last minute to keep the victory from happening. So we will go ahead and claim victory for the Lumberyard here. Let's end the battle. And it was indeed a close victory as predicted. But we don't look too decimated. A little bit on the archer side. Got a little damage back once we got some return archer fire on our own archers. But everywhere else, we don't look too depleted. Don't look too
国
depleted.
军不败，大义不灭。
And 38 heroism will take it, and we will also
我们必须以
occupy
公正之法
the
昭示
Lumberyard.
百姓。
Okay, beat you to it there, guy. You're too slow. The force from Jian, but he may move in now that we are a little bit weakened from battle. Little injuries, some scratches going on here. In fact, we aren't in great shape for any kind of duel. He does have a champion. But he's not a very happy champion looking at his picture up there. So we have a little bit of an issue there with Jian, perhaps giving us a little trouble in battle. We're looking at some Black Mountain outlaws in his army. So he's got some forces in his army up there. But fortunately, also not a full strength army. Okay, so we have occupied. Capital, Cao Cao's capital is now down to the last location, and that is the temple at Pengcheng. I believe, as far as I know, unless he's been lucky enough to gain something else, this is the last stand for Cao Cao over here. And unfortunately, with his incursion down here, I've sent Sun Ce, rather than being able to take it and knock him out of the park for good, we have a slight detour down here. I think everywhere else we're looking okay. I think what I need to look at is what kind of building opportunities do we have. Changsha, do we have any assignments open for anybody? Not at the moment. Everybody I do have is being used. I guess that's one thing I could look at. Do I have anybody who looks like they could be a good administrator? And do you have any administrator abilities? Except, yeah, I'm not taking you on from Zhangyan at this time. That's for dang sure. So yeah, I guess we'll pass on that for the moment. We'll go into Changsha for starters and see what we have the ability to build. We do have the ability to go up to the industrial cargo. I don't know that that's the branch we want to take, but it's open to us right now. Which one ultimately do we want? 220 income commerce compared to 180. And there we don't have spices, but that increases spices. So that might be... That's the holdup down here, along with entrepreneurs. So we've got a couple. We could always build the industrial cargo trade port for now. Takes us from 170 income to 180. It does help on industry income, but we aren't really focused on that. So I think we're going to hold off on that building right at the moment. We do have other building possibilities here. Our commandery is starting to feel the pinch. We need to get more Confucian temples built up here to help combat that negativeness that we are starting to get in Changsha. That's not good at all. So that's our first step there. How are we looking in Chen, where we got a negative flow going here also? Mainly, once again, due to the population. We've downgraded this building, or we're downgrading this building in Chen. Okay, so there we're dealing with that. But it looks like we have building opportunities possibly. Food production can go up. We can build the grain estates. Let's just see if I don't have anything more enticing to build in this area. Let's see. The Grand Tea House. We need a reform to get there. We'll just upgrade the timber storehouse in Lujiang at this point just to increase the garrison. And in Chen, I think we just have to stand pat at this time. Yeah, we're just going to have to stand pat at this time. That's all the building we got ahead of us at this time. Let's take the next turn, see where it brings us, and then see if we got to look at continuing with another battle, or if we got to start looking at calling this a mission, an episode. So let's advance and take a look at the next turn. What's our little friend up here by Sun Jian going to do? Is he going to move in on the lumberyard? Yuan Shu, I will definitely support your and acknowledge your legitimacy. We want to keep you happy, and so far, our attitude is trending down, but hopefully by supporting your claim to emperorship, we will get that moving back in the right direction. Yes, and we do. And he is sieging, so we may have to sally forth and see what that brings us. We have Jian moving south. I may have to break away with Sun Quan, so we got forces moving against us that we're going to have to deal with. We got a peace treaty signed. Alliance of Yuan Shao. He's declared war on the Han Empire. Zhang Yan has requested Cao Cao join their war. Not that there's much left of Cao Cao to be joining anything with. Gain some friendship there. We have a new ancillary, a military Jian. We'll have to take a look at that. It does give good expertise, that's for dang sure, but not a lot of power as far as melee damage and melee armor piercing. So I don't know how useful that'll be, but we'll take a peek when we have a chance. We finished our Confucian Shrine in Changsha, the small city. Farm distribution, Confucian Temple, Jiangling. So we got some building that has gone on to help our happiness in this area. Zhangyan. Okay, that's out of the area, but the ambush was discovered. And finally, we are under siege. Shall we see what the forces look like? Shall we see how, if we're going to have the ability to break out with any sort of ease? I don't know. The balance of power is not looking necessarily all that good. But I think we're going to have to break out sooner as opposed to later, just because being under siege, we're going to weaken even more. I don't think there's probably much of a force helping me out from the old garrison left in here either, in the Luoyang, because it's all damaged. And yeah, we got the minimal of forces helping out there, so it's pretty much one-on-one, and it's going to be a pretty even battle. So let's do this battle next time. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to end the episode at this point because we will have a nice challenging battle ahead of me, and we'll see if I'm up to the challenge for that battle. I'm also got to figure out what am I going to do. He's moving down on the Chen area from the north. That is Zhangyang. and Jian. So he has some massive forces he's sending down our way. What does his army look like? It's a faction leader, but it's not a full-strength force. It may be I'm starting to move in the positive, not as soon as I take out my garrison, unfortunately. But what do we have going to build? We don't have really anything else left hardly to build. I guess we'll downgrade once more, because as I move out, and it's not really killing me income-wise to do that, so I'm not feeling bad. But since we're going to be moving Sun Quan out of Chen, the city, I think that is the move we want to make. And he is fast marching. And then down here we've got Sun Ce, and he is running away, Zerong. He's decided he does not need to be down here, and with him running away and me there, it's time to send Sun Ce back north so we can look at taking over and ending the threat, or just the thought of threat from Cao Cao. Not that he's much of a threat anymore. Okay, we've got some forces positioning. Join us next time. Nothing happening on this front. Join us next time as Lu Jian tests his power against a fairly difficult, it looks like it's going to be a fairly difficult battle. As we head into our next episode after this one. So this is ZigZagZog signing off from Western Kentucky. Thank you all for watching. I sure do appreciate it.